Hello, I'm Mary Jo Faustgen. I want to welcome you to this first in a series of 5 COVID-19 presentations. My objective is to be able to give you some tools to cope and some practical tools to strengthen you and some tools for you to build on for the future. If you're feeling stressed like many of us are right now due to COVID-19, there could be a lot of reasons for those stress. Some of them might be the isolation you might be feeling. Maybe you can't see friends and family right now. And boy, that's really tough for a lot of us. You might have concerns about the future, about yourself getting sick, about friends and family getting sick, maybe about the vaccine. Is it really going to be 90% effective? And when are we going to be able to get the vaccine? And who's going to get it first? And boy, there's a lot of stuff. And then you got next spring and summer. What's going to happen next spring and summer? Are you going to be able to travel or see people or have parties? It's just, there's so many things that are hitting us because of COVID-19 right now. And none of us know when we're going to get back to a new normal. And I'm afraid it's going to be a new normal. And that's what we're worried about too. What is that new normal going to be? There's lots of different symptoms of stress and anxiety that we can have. And, stress is a very biological thing. It just affects the body and the mind itself. And so when the body is affected, the heart's starting to beat faster, the mind is full of all sorts of anxiety producing thoughts, and they play off of each other and they magnify each other. And so what you get is these symptoms, and you could be restless, so you feel antsy and you feel like you can't sit still and you need to be busy. And it's really hard because sometimes that causes problems in your families because they just want you to sit down and be with them. Okay, you might be really worried about the past or the present or what's going to happen in the future. Very common right now. And some people just want to escape. They want to get out. They want to go somewhere. They want to go anywhere. That's why they want to go to the mall. They want to go shopping. They want to be out. They can't stand to be at home anymore. Okay. There's a lot of anger and irritability in our society right now about so many things. And one of them is COVID. And so what's happening is the frustrations that people are feeling and the fears that people are feeling. It's just fueling misunderstandings and arguments and impatience, both at home and in the workforce, out in society. Um, there's a lot of people that are feeling kind of panicky and they have a hard time feeling like they're feeling out of control with their emotions. And certainly sleep is a difficult one for a lot of us because the thoughts and the feelings oftentimes hit you in the middle of the night. And it's really hard sometimes to work those through. Well, we're going to be talking about what to do with that. This is what I call the anxiety cycle. So there's many thoughts that are going around in your head, and it could be starting with the what ifs. So what if I get COVID? What if my family gets COVID? Maybe I shouldn't have gone to Target when it was so crowded, but I really wanted to shop. And I don't know if I should have or not, but I really wanted to. And I should have been smarter and I should have worn a mask and I should have stayed away farther from people. I could have shopped online. I could have done that instead. But I really wanted to see people and really wanted to see the decorations for Christmas. It just makes me feel so much better. If I had just been more careful, then maybe my mother wouldn't have gotten sick. Maybe I wouldn't feel so lousy. Maybe things would be different if I had done something different. So all of these things just kind of start rolling around in your head and they magnify and it creates what we call anxiety disorders. Okay. Here's a big question for you. Are you aware of your stress in the moment, right when it's happening? What are you aware of the bodily things that are happening to you? What's going on in your body? What's going on in your mind? If you are, then an alarm should be going off in you saying, whoops, I'm doing it again. I got to calm down. I'm going to take a breath. I'm going to let it go. Here are the bodily signs of escalation that a lot of us can feel. Your heart just starts racing. It can feel like it's just pounding out of your chest. And some people actually feel their blood pressure rising and they get all red in the face. And you start breathing faster and your muscles get tense and your chest even gets tight. And sometimes it's really hard to talk even because your muscles in your throat get tight. And you can even have chest pain. Some people have even gone to the emergency room thinking that they are thinking that they're having a heart attack because they're having this horrible chest pain and tightness. But oftentimes it's stress. Okay. So the racing thoughts are just running around. You got all this energy and you feel like, geez, I could run down to the gym and I could lift all these weights and I could run a mile or 5 or 10. And this is all because of the adrenaline running around in your body due to the stress that your mind is telling you have, that your body is telling you have. They just feed off each other, but it's all due to adrenaline. Okay, tool number 1. I want you to catch yourself escalating. So see the blue line, that's yourself escalating in your anxiety, in your stress. What I want you to be able to do is catch yourself as you're escalating, right where the blue arrow is starting, is pointing to. Catch yourself right there and actively tell yourself, calm down, slow down, take a breath, and then once again, calm down, slow down, take a breath. You will be amazed at this one tool if you are um, willing and able to catch yourself when you are escalating. You will find yourself that you're modifying your escalation. It's not so much. It's a little bit more manageable, and it's going to feel so much better to you when you can start controlling your own emotional self. Here's a second tool, diaphragmatic deep breathing. Now, normally we breathe with our chest rising more than our abdomen, but in diaphragmatic deep breathing, your abdomen needs to rise more than your chest. So this is countercultural for us women. We don't need to care if our stomach is sticking out, okay? But that is telling us that we're really starting to relax and our parasympathetic system is starting to kick in instead of our sympathetic that is trying to make us more anxious, okay? So put one hand on your abdomen, one hand on your chest, and be able to tell whether one is rising more than the other. And you just might need to practice that. It's very unusual for some of us to do that because we're a nation of chest breathers, stress breathers. Chest breathers are stress breathers, okay? So what you need to do is tell yourself, just relax and breathe, okay? The second part of the slide is about practicing what's called square breathing. So I want you to practice along with me to a count of 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. And do that along with the diaphragmatic deep breathing for 20 seconds, a minute, 5 minutes. You will be amazed at how you're starting to relax. Your body's starting to believe that it can relax. And then you can start releasing that stress, that anxiety, that tightness that you've got. maybe in lots of different places. Okay, where do you hold your stress? I hold mine in my neck, and I hold it in my stomach, and I hold it in my legs. If you hold it in different parts of your body, recognize that and be willing to stretch it out. Okay, relax it out. Relax those tense muscles. Let me say it differently. Okay. Here's the third tool. I want you to be working on thoughts that are stress coping, not anxiety producing. Remember the anxiety cycle we were talking about? Those are anxiety producing thoughts. Now, when you catch yourself escalating, I want you to change those thoughts in your head. It's called reframing to stress coping thoughts. Okay? I'm going to take one day at a time, one thing at a time. I can do what I can do, and I got to let the rest go. I can do the best I can, and I can't do any more than that. I know I can count on some people to help me. I need to relax and let things go. Somehow things are going to work out. I don't know how, but I can't worry about everything right now. Okay. And so as I go down this list, and as you continue to look at this list, I want you to realize that they're repeating, and there's a reason for that. They're repeating because our brain needs to repeat things to remember them and to really believe them. Have you ever just, started to relax and you just feel like you can't? That's because you haven't really believed in it. You haven't really allowed your body to believe it, allowed your body to relax down. Okay? So continuing on, I'm not going to worry. I need to let it go. Again, repeating. I need to let go of my fear. I just need to calm down. I need to remember the positives in my life. We all have so many positives, and sometimes we forget them. Like, do you have heat right now? Do you have a place to live? Do you have a person in your life that cares about you? Do you have food on the table? What do you have that you can say that you have that is a positive in your life? That's so wonderful that when you can actually start naming them and getting down to the very basics. Okay, a few others here. I can trust that this is going to get better. You need to trust, not necessarily in other people, but trust that somehow this is going to work out. And the next one, I can allow myself to let it go. This is within your control to allow your body and your mind to let it go. And a lot of people's favorite is the very last one. I just need to get some sleep right now. I just need to sleep. And so to be able to allow your body to relax down, so wonderful to be able to do that. Feels so good to be able to know that you can do that. It will help your self-esteem if you know you can control your emotions like that. More relaxation tools. Okay. So you've got all of this energy running around inside of you because of the adrenaline. Take yourself outside, bundle yourself up outside and go for a walk, go for a run, or take yourself down to the treadmill and walk it off. Walk off this energy, do something to get it out of your body, okay? Rather than yelling and screaming at the dog or at your husband or at your kids. That is so important to realize that you need to get this energy out somehow. Sometimes I just start cleaning a lot. I clean and I organize and I start doing something with my body so that it's getting out of my body. Okay. The next three are to help you calm down: the yoga, the meditation, the prayer. Whatever works best for you in here is what's important. Okay. Some people like calming music. And there's even an app that you can use. It's called Calm, C-A-L-M. And it's wonderful to be able to actually, number one, remind you to breathe, and it gives you time to breathe, and it gives you a lot of time to breathe slowly. And it also plays calming music. I just had a revelation today. We have a new cat, and found out that she really likes and is calmed down by um, classical music, calming classical music, that is. And so that's good because she can get pretty antsy and ornery at times. So, use whatever works, right? Um, some people like to dance off their stress. So put on some hip hop music or whatever you like, reggae or whatever. I'm out of touch with all of that stuff these days, but to be able to, dance it off, that gets the stress out of your body, it can be wonderful. I have a friend who's an artist, and she says that painting is such a release for her, and it helps her so much to release that tension. I also have a friend who does a lot of knitting and crocheting, and she says that that's a wonderful release for her. Me, no. Crocheting and knitting just make me more tense. So you got to find whatever works for you, okay? The mini vacations here, I would say give yourself the gift of a nap. Cuddle up on the couch with a good book and a wonderful blanket, and maybe in front of the fireplace, and just chill out for a while. And if you fall asleep, hey, that's okay. That's okay, as long as you're not needed at work. Okay. Um, so another one, guided imagery. There's a wonderful website called healthjourneys.com, healthjourneys.com, and it's got this lady that talks very softly and helps you walk through these meadows full of sunshine and chirping birds, and you can smell the flowers and feel the green grass under your feet, and it's just a wonderful relaxation tool. So if you can find something like that, I know there's DVDs you can get or there's downloads you can get. I'd really suggest that. Calling a family member, calling a friend. Some people just really need to talk it out, and that's okay. Just as long as you find somebody who's willing to talk with you about these things. And that's an important person to have in your life. At least one person that will do that for you. Some people are Zooming these days, and Zoom meetings are happening a lot these days between families and friends. Do that if that helps you to connect again. Okay. And above all, focus on your easy breathing. Just remember to breathe. You know, sometimes we forget that we are breathing all the time, but we can focus on our easy breathing, and that can help us to relax. Some more hints. Less caffeine, sorry, less coffee, uh, more herbal tea, more electrolyte solutions like Gatorade, um, gives you better hydration, more water. If you like flavored water, that's great, but caffeine's only going to rev you up again and make you more and more anxious. Um, Slowing your pace down. Boy, is that important. Sometimes we just need to take it down a notch. And sometimes when I'm running around, like with the Thanksgiving dinner, I needed to tell myself, okay, Mary Jo, take a breath, take it down a notch, slow it down. Everything's going to get done. It's okay. Okay. So notice the thoughts I'm telling myself. Okay. And pacing your activities through the day is just so important too, because sometimes we do way too much at once and then we crash. That's not too healthy for your system. And remember to have some fun. There's still lots of things we can do to have fun, even if we are isolating at home and we can't have parties and go out to restaurants and eat together like we used to. Remember to have some fun at home. Maybe you can make a soup together. Maybe you can discover new recipes in the kitchen together. Maybe you can Sit down and have a family meal together that you haven't had for a while. Find the humor in little things. Okay. So, like I said, my cat helps us to remember how to laugh. She gets in funny positions. She goes racing around the house and she runs into walls. And we take pictures of her when she's just staring at the TV screen. It's pretty funny sometimes. And so, pets can be great in this time. Be aware of your cognitions, your thoughts that are hurting you, and be aware of your cognitions that can help you. Be aware of your anxiety in a minute and do minute by minute check ins if you need to. How am I doing? Do I need to relax? Am I tense somewhere? Yes, I need to relax. Okay. And if life is still overwhelming after you've tried some of these tools and hints that I've told you, there are other options. Know that you can always call your primary care provider or your healthcare provider. Talk it through with them. Tell them about your anxiety and your stress. And, maybe it's a time where you can start taking a medication to decrease some of that anxiety. That's okay. It's okay to be able to do that. Okay. So that doesn't mean that you're not in control of yourself. It just means that you have something added to help you. Okay. And certainly therapy can help at this time. Going to a therapist can help you to not only manage your stress, but maybe do some goal setting and learn some more tools to be able to handle your stress on a daily basis and how to work it through a little at a time, okay? And do some problem solving, okay? And to help with just a little bit of encouragement. A lot of the therapists that I know are very encouraging and very positive with people. So I just want to leave you with this last slide. Um, I don't know where this is, but I would sure like to go there. It just looks so calming and so peaceful. I don't know if it's a fjord in Norway or if it's um, maybe on, I don't know, Lake Placid or something. I'm not sure where it is, but it's a wonderful scene to be able to just look at and to just de-stress. Or maybe, pick out some pictures on the internet that are like a beach and a palm tree and the sun or a sunrise or a sunset and put it on your wall. And, that's something that can help you de-stress. So hopefully, in summary, some of these things can help you with your stress and anxiety during this time. It's a very confusing and difficult time for a lot of us. And just to be easy on yourself, easy with each other, realizing that with time, with practice, with some guidance, maybe from a therapist, and with some support from family and friends, this can be doable. This can be manageable for you. I just want to thank you for joining me today, and I welcome you to come to some of the other COVID-19 presentations that I'll be doing in the future. Please take care, stay healthy, stay warm, and stay safe. Thank you.